Okay, welcome back. So I know we keep talking about trying to keep up these podcasts, and for a while there, I think we were pretty good about interviewing some of our students who were accepted. So usually, usually I start off by saying it's New Shirt Day. So here I'm back again, and I do have a new shirt. It's from Stony Brook. So you could probably already guess where this student was accepted into. Jordan was. This is actually from last cycle, the 22-23 cycle. So give us a little time. We'll catch up to the students from this cycle. But Jordan was an interesting student that she applied to 10 programs her first time up and was accepted into 9. Her top choice being Stony Brook, and of course, that's where she's attending right now. But I'm going to go ahead and let her tell the whole story. So if you'll just listen up, I hope you learned something from this. Thanks. Okay, well, welcome back, everybody. Today, I know it's been a long time since we even had an interview, but we're kind of coming to the end of this current cycle. So we're going to try to get in and interview some of our probably more successful candidates for the year. And we're going to start off with Jordan. Jordan, we started working with about a year ago, and I'm just going to go ahead and let her tell you. So go ahead and tell us how many schools did you get accepted to, and which one are you going to be attending?
I got accepted to 9 schools and I'm going to Stony Brook and I'm so excited.
Congratulations. Now, this was your first time applying, right?
Yeah, first
Okay.
time.
Well, I mean, I guess nine's kind of on par. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. That was a pretty awesome job. You should be proud of yourself.
I am.
Now, where did Stony Brook rank in terms of the schools that you wanted to attend?
My number one, it was my top and I did
Right.
it.
Okay. So, well, let's go ahead and just start from the beginning. So, and you're already in school, so don't worry about your answer here. Why did you want to become a PA?
Should I do my whole like YPA? Like,
No. Just
oh,
give me the
okay.
real. Pretend you're talking to your friends out some night and just, why do you want to be a PA?
Well, I always knew I wanted to help people, even when I was little. And I know it's like the generic answer everybody always said, but I really went into college and I was like, I want to do like pre-med, everything like that. And it wasn't until I went to an advisor and told me about the PA career. And I honestly, I had no idea what a PA was. So I did some research and everything online, talked to some people that I knew, and it ended up that it looked like that this was like the career I wanted to go into. So from that, I started shadowing people, talking to other people, getting my hours and being a medical assistant, asking more questions around. And I really just realized that PA was the career I wanted to do.
Good. So, where did you do your undergraduate work at?
I did it at Binghamton University.
Okay. Now, did you find that you're able to get your prerequisites done during your undergrad, or did you have to complete some of it afterwards?
I got everything done during like the time frame. I graduated in 3 years. So during those 3 years, I took classes during the winter and summer. Some at Binghamton, some I did at some other SUNY schools or community colleges just to like help myself like get through it all together because like with credits and everything going on. But ultimately I got through it all in the 3 years that I did it.
Good. Congrats. So, at what point did you decide PA? I mean, was this before you went to college or while you were in college?
While I was in college, it was after my like first semester, and I think it was like during the winter session, I was like planning my schedule for like the rest of my Binghamton career. And just so I planned ahead for everything. And that's when I got talking with my advisor and he laid everything out for like pre-med, PA, nursing. And I was like, oh, I like the classes for PA. I think like I said, I researched the career and I was like, okay, this is the track I'm going.
Okay. Now, in terms of the undergraduate, or I'm sorry, the prerequisite courses that you had to take, what did you find most difficult? And be honest.
The most difficult, I'd have to say, would be organic chemistry because I also took it during COVID and I did it during the summer of COVID. So that was usually you have the whole year to do organic chemistry, but I did it in 2 months over the summer, online every day, Sunday to Sunday, just kept going for the 2 months straight and doing it. So it was just hard keeping up with it all. But
Sure.
eventually, obviously, I got through it. But I have to say that was hard with time management and stuff like that, especially over the summer when all my friends and family, everyone's tanning at the beach, relaxing, partying, and I'm just studying Orgo.
Right. So, speaking of COVID, how did that affect the whole application cycle other than what you just mentioned, OChem? Like, shadowing or even working, did COVID really affect you much?
It did. I learned about online shadowing for PAs. So I did that with doctors and PAs because obviously not so much was in the office, but I was fortunate enough that there was an office like nearby that was looking for medical assistants. And I actually had no experience, but I told them I'm willing to learn, train me, everything. Like during COVID, people needed as much help as they could, especially in the office. So it was an internal medicine and we were doing COVID tests as like also seeing sick patients, everything like that. So I was fortunate enough to have this opportunity during that time. But I also still like it was hard for me to find shadowing because the hospitals, they weren't letting other people in. So then that's why I did some stuff online that way.
Okay. What about the GRE? Did you have to take the GRE?
I didn't take the GRE. I was studying for it and everything, but then unfortunately I had a jaw surgery, so I put that on hold. But then I was looking at all the prerequisites for the schools that I was like looking into, and most of the like schools on Long Island, New York, they didn't need the GRE. So I was fortunate enough that I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll just not worry about that. One less thing.
Okay. What about your healthcare experience? What did you, or how did you, were you a MA, CNA, or what did you do to get your hours?
I was a medical assistant. I started off in internal medicine and I did that for a little bit. I think I did that for like a year and a half. And then I found another office in internal medicine, but I was mainly in internal medicine, but it had all different specialties. So I was also going to like neuro, they had like eye stuff going on, feet, like a bunch of different things. So it was nice to see everything. And then after school, when I graduated Binghamton, I've been an MA for a pediatric office ever since August, and I haven't stopped, and I'm just loving it. I'm loving the babies and all the kids. It's so fun.
Okay. So it was actually a little bit more than a year ago. You reached out and decided to, I don't know, get some help to make yourself competitive. So why did you decide to do that, or what made you think of using somebody? Because, you know, obviously not everybody does, but what prompted you to go and seek help?
I just never knew about like the process, what to expect. Like it's different. Like I was applying to like college. My sister's older than me. They both did it. So they were able to guide and help me. No one I knew that was really older than me applied and did this whole process. So I had no idea what to expect. So that's why I was fortunate enough to find you and help me through all of it.
Okay. Well, so let's talk about the personal statement. So, and again, you can be honest here. We know this is like sort of like the worst part of the whole thing. How did you feel about that process? Because a lot of times when we do these personal statements or work with the students, they often, it's just, you know, it's not what they thought it was going to be.
Yeah. I originally, before I met with you, I thought my personal statement was just going to be about like me and like a little bit YPA, but like what I've done up until this point a little bit. But then talking to you, I realized, okay, it's going to be like why I was a PA, how, not why I want to be a PA, my experiences with PAs, and like how it kind of shaped into everything. So it was definitely like, not that I wrote a little bit, some ideas, and you were like, no, erase it all. We're going to do it this way. And this way was obviously the better way to do it all. But it was definitely a little like stressful with like the back and forth editing, going through it all, making sure it's perfect to a comma, period, everything like top to bottom. But ultimately at the end, like we got through it all. We did it. It was obviously, it's stressful because you want to make sure it's perfect, but I think we did a good job.
Well, I think you did
Great
a
job,
great
right?
job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, again, yeah, 9 schools. I think you did a pretty good job. So,
Me too.
all right. So, what other things do you feel made you a competitive applicant?
I think, well, I know from T, right? I think no, I
Just
think
remembering that one.
I know. I'm getting like flashbacks, like PTSD from going through. So we'll restart that.
Sorry,
But,
everybody. It's a little inside joke, but she said a word that we always say never ever to say. So,
right,
got to be confident.
exactly. I know that being a TA since my second year at Binghamton, following through that and getting that experience for 2 different classes, I did research at Binghamton and TA'd for that class. I volunteered at multiple places. Again, all my shadowing experiences that I did, all my different like medical assistant jobs that I've had. everything like that with all my leadership experiences together. I think I know that made me the competitive applicant that I am. I
Okay.
was.
Was. Okay. So, overall, how many schools did you apply to?
I applied to 10 and I got into 9.
Okay. Now,
Mhm.
your first interview was back in July, or was it August? I guess August.
Yeah, August.
Okay. So you had a little bit of waiting period. Was that stressful?
Oh, definitely. It was stressful. Like emailing you all the time. When am I gonna know? Is everything okay? What's going on? Like, should I email them? I was freaking out. But it was definitely stressful waiting for it. But then once I got the response, like I got in, obviously like a weight lifted off my shoulder. At least like one place. At least I'm going somewhere, you know?
I know everybody does, because a lot of students, what they think too is applying early is usually later than what we recommend. We try very, very early, but then there's that period that you're going to have to wait, because some schools just don't even start their interviews until much later, or later than you applied. And yeah, that waiting period is difficult, but
Definitely. And then I was also nervous because I feel like most people, like you said, like they applied like as soon as it started, but I had to wait till I got my like degree, everything finalized from
right.
graduation. So I already thought I was like behind the game with everything, but
Yeah, that's partly on us, because we make it so time sensitive that now you start to really feel anxious about
yeah.
the each day clicking by, like you're missing out. All right. So when you did get your interviews, so we also did mock interview preparation. Did you feel the mock interview prep helped you?
1,000,000,000%, definitely. And we had the best time during it too. It wasn't like it was like a homework or like studying for a test. Like we made it fun. So like I
Yeah.
enjoyed it and like doing it all. So then by the time it came to like the interview, it's like, oh, I'm just talking to James again. We're just like doing our thing, going through it all.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
So, I mean, I know in some of your replies from the interviews, especially like when we talk about some of the schools, their good cop, bad cop thing. And
yeah.
I like, some of the ones I think that you attended, even though they tried to be bad cop, it just didn't work because you were
No.
just having too much fun.
Yeah, I was. And I knew because you said like some of them have good cop, bad cop. So like I had that in my mind already. So when I
Right.
saw it, I was like, so you're the bad cop right now. Okay, got you. And then you know me, I just made them laugh or something, and then it was fine.
Yeah, well, you again, I always say I just wish a little bit of you for all the rest of the students. And okay. How about shadowing? How did you get some of your, I know you mentioned earlier that virtual, but did you ever have like in-person shadowing?
Yes, at Binghamton, it was my like last year there. So literally, like also last year, I contacted, it was like my friend who was an ENT, and then she knew like a PA in the hospital. So then through that, like a mutual friend, I was able to then get connected with her, and then she helped me get through in the hospital, and then I shadowed her in the emergency room. And it was definitely an experience. It was so fun. It was all different stuff. So it was cool. I loved it.
Okay, so now this is usually what most people want to know about, is what tips or advice do you have for anybody who is about to start the process or thinking of becoming a PA? What would you recommend or tell them?
For starting the process, definitely, I think the best thing that helped me was making that Excel spreadsheet of all the schools you want to attend and all the prerequisites, price, where it is, GRE, needed, not needed, shadowing hours, this, that, and the other thing. Because, and as detailed as possible, because that's what like got me through and like narrowed down my options, saw exactly what I needed to take. If I was missing a class here, is it worth it? Do I need it for the other school? So I think that definitely was like the best standard to like start with, and like got my mind focused in on like what exactly I had to do. And
Hmm.
then just keep going. Like, yeah, sometimes you might like cry a little bit, get sad, but then at the end of the day, you're doing this because you're really passionate about it. It's something your life, like you're meant to do. Like this is what you're gonna do and you love doing it. So you get through it at the end of the day. So just keep going, keep pushing yourself. And especially with James's help, like you'll get through it all and just like laugh at it, like have fun with it.
Okay, well, I want to thank you again for your time. So when does school start for you?
School starts the end of June, early July. They said they didn't give us an exact date, but they gave us the time frame. But
Uh-huh.
it's okay. Keep me on my toes. That's how we're starting. So, but I'm so excited and I can't wait.
Yeah, well, you'll disappear after that. So, we'll follow up with you in a couple of years when you
Uh-huh,
emerge again from your studies and books. But
right. I'll probably have more bags under my eyes, a few like wrinkles and stuff from night studying, but it's okay.
well, again, thanks so much for doing this and taking the time out to talk to us. And we will follow up with you, of course. But good
Definitely.
luck. I know you'll do fantastic. You're going to really be an amazing PA. So thanks again for your time.
Yeah. Thank you so much, James.